Try to wrap your head around this crazy fact. More than half of international students that apply for the study permit get refused. One day I was on a call with a client trying to determine how likely they would be to get approved for the study permit using our study permit success rate calculator tool, which gives you data based on the last 100 cases with similar characteristics. My reaction was utter frustration when I saw the 13% on the screen. And what do you think I did next? I was honest with our client and I said that we cannot guarantee success in this case. We can definitely minimize the risk though. Would you like to move forward? To that I heard a fearful yes. And now fast forward to today, Edwin is now enjoying his life in Canada because he got his study permit approved.
My student visa just got approved yesterday.
His investment definitely paid off, but sadly, this is not the reality for a lot of mature students wanting to move to Canada via the study route. My name is Max, and I started this channel to help others avoid the mistakes I had made myself when I was on the immigration journey of an international student. And also, this is the reason why I started a bespoke immigration company where we personally, privately, one-on-one with premium services help other students make this their new reality. Subscribe to this channel not to miss any immigration updates. Though the official data says that about 49% of international students get refused when applying for the study permit, what I see in reality is a much higher number. So what causes this refusal rate and how do you avoid it? Canada always says that they need to attract international students for economic development. The important point here is that economic development. So if you cannot demonstrate that you will never need any government assistance financially speaking, you will probably be refused. This was the reality for my first application. Yes, now I'm enjoying this life in Canada, but first I was refused. And so were thousands of other students who fell for this trap and just followed what the regular application requirement is. For you to be approved, you need to demonstrate that you have at least enough money to cover the entire tuition cost for the entire program, and on top of that, $10,000 a year for living expenses. What we see from our experience, students filing an application with less financial resources unfortunately get refused a lot of times. We've just touched the easiest part of the process that's pretty simple to fix if you just add enough money to your account. But how about something much deeper than this? It's not a secret that the Canadian study permit application is a non-immigrant visa. Thus, the government wants to see that you will return after you finish your study program. But now you might be like, well, Max, aren't you contradicting yourself? Because just a minute ago, you said that the government's priority is to attract international students into this beautiful country. Yes, this is true, but they're really picky about two things. First, who they attract into this beautiful country to maintain its beauty, and also the first time that they trust you. After that, everything's really good. It's like the first date for them. They first want to make sure that you're worth it. Then they want to invite you to the second date, introduce the parents, and then they want to get married with you, which is aka PR. So what this really means is that you need to demonstrate that you're only there to study and then return home to improve either your professional or business standing. How do you do that? Well, for example, we had a client from Peru who graduated in finance. He got his bachelor's in that area. Then he worked as a junior broker at an investment firm for 3 years and then moved on to become a senior broker. And then the next step for that person was to obviously manage a team. And for him to do that, he would need to acquire business education, especially when it comes to human resource management. And that was Canada because it's not as expensive as the United States, and also it's the epicenter of business because it's Canada. So after some consideration, we figured out the best option for that person was to undertake a project management postgraduate course, and that was what got him approved. I'd like you to leave this video with the next 3 takeaways. If you don't show enough liquid cash for the entire stay in Canada, most likely it's a refusal. Second, if you don't show that your background aligns with your field of studies in Canada, most likely it's a refusal. Last but not least, if you don't demonstrate that it's hard to find a program of studies in your home country, most likely it's a refusal. There's one more thing I'd like to share with you, because when I was planning this video, actually, I had totally forgot about this, but earlier today, I had a call with a client, and their case is pretty interesting because they had both family ties home ties, there was logical career progression. The person was almost in charge of a big company. Their position was a director at that company. And there was a logical career progression. Finances, of course, were there, so the person had far more than what they needed in terms of money in their bank account. But they got refused. So what was the actual reason for it? Well, you might have guessed it. The person had opened an express entry profile previously, so they've showed immigration intentions for a non-immigrant study permit. Even though people talk about dual intent, in reality, this could only happen for students from European countries, I would say, where the rate of how many of them stay in Canada after studies is quite low. So if you're coming from Africa, East Asia, Southeast Asia, Central America, South America, please be very careful about the dual intent, and please be aware of the danger of having an express entry profile in the system. If you'd like to take it a step further and have your chances assessed for student immigration, have a more calculated perspective, and get a perspective of someone who's done it himself, who's made a lot of mistakes, and now has helped a lot of other people avoid those mistakes, also known as myself, DM me on Instagram or WeChat, depending on whatever platform you're watching this video on, and I'll be super happy to offer an educational consultation to assess your chances. Also, this investment will go towards a legal service of your choice if you choose to work with us further to make your new chapter in Canada a reality. I'll be so happy to see you here in person. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a big like. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below, and I'll see you next Sunday.